What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. We just got the text message that they got the parts in for the C8. So we're heading down there now to continue working on the DCT. That'd be sick if we got that thing back today, or this week I mean, because Cletus and Cars is this weekend, Saturday, and I would love to take the C8 out there. On our way to the C8, there's a C8 over there, a white C8, a McLaren, and a Huracan. All right, guys, we're back at the shop with the C8. She's up on the lift. He's got a bunch more already done to it. He's taken off a bunch of suspension parts. Got a bunch of small stuff already taken up here while we were waiting for those bolts to come in. Speaking of the bolts, these are the bolts right here. We're waiting for 3 of these to come in from GM. 3 of these things hold 750 pounds. Once we get the car back down, I'll show you where they go and where they connect to the chains. But basically where we're at from last time, we got the rear section taken off. We've got a bunch of the suspension parts taken off. We got the exhaust system out. This is the transmission here that we're replacing right there. So we're just at the point right now where we're hooking up these bolts to get the chain on that'll hold and suspend the motor up while we drop the transmission and the subframe down. While we're waiting for those bolts, he actually did the front shock already, so that's already done. Here's our old shock here. You guys can see there's fluid all over it. It's leaking everywhere. I want to say it was leaking at the top here, but I'm not too sure. This is the lift mechanism. This is what gives you your extra 1.5 inches whenever you hit the lift. But yeah, now that we got these 3 bolts in, hopefully we can get the transmission out today, get the new transmission put back up in there, and get this thing ready for this weekend. I really want to get this thing to Cletus and Cars. I just registered for the event. Worst comes to worst, we can always take the C5. If we get some time today, maybe we'll get the C5 up on the rack over there. Check out the rear diff, check out those electrical problems. These are the chains that hook up to the bolts that go to the motor to suspend the motor up while we drop the transmission. There's one more right over there, and then we're just gonna put this last one in over here. So you got 4 total or 3? Oh, 4 total, there's one more right there. All right, so we got that front one in the block now. So yeah, we're getting all of the wires all disconnected, kind of put up out of the way, because they're all gonna stay up in the engine compartment while we drop the transmission out. I think once we get this electrical connector, all this stuff taken out, then we'll put that other bolt back in the side of the block with the chain. We'll get this thing all chained up, get the bars across here that are gonna hold the chain to the bars, get the engine suspended, and then we'll start working on getting the transmission disconnected from the motor. There's probably a bunch of bolts all the way around the perimeter of the motor there where it connects the transmission to it that we're gonna have to get off. Those are probably gonna be a lot of fun. Got to another stopping point. We got all the wiring harnesses taken off, chains bolted up for the support that's going to be holding up the engine while we drop the tranny. We basically got it all to a point to where we can drop the transmission tomorrow, because we wanted to kind of do it all in one day where we drop it and put it back up. Tomorrow we're gonna head back out here and hopefully drop the transmission, put it back up. For you guys, it'll just be a few seconds. What's up guys, it's the next day and I'm glad we came back again because check this out. They got a Rapid Blue C8 in with Trident wheels. This thing looks gorgeous. Alright guys, looks like we're trying to bring down the tranny now. Got all the bolts out of the subframe. So it looks like there was a bolt that went in here to the frame, here to the frame, and on the other side as well. So it's dropped down probably, what, about 2 inches now? Looks like we're at the point where we're dropping it. I just got here, so I'll catch up with the tech and see where we're at. That's crazy. So the whole subframe just disconnects from the trans and the motor. There's the subframe for the C8 coming down. Alright, let's get a closer look here at the trans and the motor. The only thing holding the trans up is bolted to the engine right now. Other than that, it's just kind of sitting up there. Subframe's right here. This is insane, guys. We can kind of finally get in here. I don't want to touch anything, but that's essentially where the leak's coming from, somewhere in there. Crazy how these things are put together. These are the rear transmission mounts there. They sink into here. Our axle's already unbolted. This has been a good time to put some upgraded axles in here. Probably end up keeping it stock because I don't want to mess with it and get it out of warranty and then have to pay for a new trans or something like that. That would suck. So timeline wise, I hope we can get the tranny out and a new one in today, and then tomorrow button it up completely. Saturday we have Cletus and Cars. I'm gonna head down to Bradenton and check them out. So hopefully this car will be done by Saturday so we can get this thing down the track, and I think there's even like a tour of the Freedom Factory and stuff like that. That'd be really cool. All right, so we just got the last bit of the wiring harnesses off the transmission here. And now we're getting our table set up to get the transmission dropped onto the table. There's a few brackets and bolts that it came with. This is the transmission stand when it goes back into the box. We're just trying to figure out how this is all set up, and then we'll get this thing dropped down. So it looks like we got our transmission bolted, and we're just getting all the transmission bolts out. Got, I think, 6 of them, 3 on each side, maybe 4 on each side. All right, so it looks like the dealership's letting me borrow this C8 while my C8's up there. Just kidding, I wish. This thing is exactly the same build as the one that we have. Interior's the same. We just have the high wing, which we put on. But yeah, essentially it's the same build except the wheels. But they've got them right there. Man, I miss my car. This is exactly the same thing. Here's the sticker. So MSRP was 76 on this guy. He's got the Z51 GT2 seats, 2LT package. So we got our trans out on the table. Check this out, guys. Here's the axles. The way it works is it just bolts. There's like 6 bolts around there. It just bolts into there. All right, guys, we got our old trans out. Let's go take a look at where the leak was. It was actually on this side over here, inside of here. We can't see any like cracks or anything like that. He said when he was running it, he saw like pressure building up and coming out of somewhere over here. This one dowel was rusty, but it's kind of hard to see exactly where it was coming from. And there's our new trans going up. All right, guys, we got the transmission bolted to the motor now. Got all 6 of those bolts in there. Now we're just getting our transmission mounts and our engine mounts bolted to the motor and the tranny. And then we got to put the subframe under the car. Take a little closer look at the subframe. Check that out. So crazy, this is all aluminum, and this is like structure for the car. That's nuts. Looks like she's coming together. Looks like we're probably gonna make it Saturday to Cletus and Cars, which is awesome. Can't wait to get out there. Still have a lot more work to do. We still gotta get the subframe on, all the little parts that are floor there. Gotta get our exhaust and our rear bumper put on, and then we'll be set. Soon she'll look like that over there. All right, guys, we got the new transmission successfully bolted into the car. Subframe's up now. We are good to go. I think we just hit another stopping point, so we're gonna finish this up tomorrow, or actually we should be picking it up tomorrow, and then we're gonna head to Cletus and Cars on Saturday. The technician has to work on another white C8, get it ready for delivery. So we're gonna call this a day. Guys, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. Next time you see the car, it should be on the road. We'll see you guys next time. Later.